start with our accent on academics, which is another highlight of our evening. And Dr. Williams, I'll turn to you for that.
Yes, this evening we have the pleasure of a presentation from students and staff from Queens Lake Middle School. And I'd like to introduce Scott Meadows, principal, in order to kick off the presentation.
Thank you very much, Dr. Williams. Just want to make sure this is on.
Perfect.
Is it on? Okay, good. My hearing is gone after several years of cafeteria duty.
At the middle school level, yes.
Yes. Thank you very much this evening for providing us this opportunity to present this exciting lesson unit to you all, the school board members. This presentation centers on a unit designed and carried out in Mrs. Buckley's 7th grade science classes. Unfortunately, Mrs. Buckley is unable to be here this evening. However, joining me here tonight are Olivia Branch, Emily Bista, and Elizabeth Seddon, all students in Miss Buckley's classes, along with Mr. Will Bennett, the Queens Lake Middle School ETF. By the end of the presentation, you will see how two distinct areas of study, cell organelles and our election system, were combined in not just one, but in multiple classrooms in York County School Division. Alrighty. Whether as a parent or as a student, we have all seen our share of student posters created for classroom assignments. While the posters have their place, access to technology offers students and teachers unique opportunities to transform lessons into dynamic and multidimensional learning activities, which is what happened during the course of the cell organelle unit, election unit. I'd like to now introduce Olivia Branch to begin explaining what happened.
Hi, I'm Olivia Branch. We began the introduction to this unit with the overview of organelles. Ms. Buckley made a PowerPoint for us to copy our notes onto, and we learned about the different parts of plant and animal cells. After the introduction, we watched a video of Mr. Sheets as Mr. Nucleus, and he was resigning from his position in the cell. The video was entertaining because it was funny and Mr. Sheets' personality, and it helped us motivate us to begin the project.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Seddon. After watching the videos of Mr. Sheets, we were able to pick our own groups. When we were in groups, Ms. Buckley let us select the organelle we wanted to campaign for, and we decided the roles for each group. The roles included candidate and video recorder and campaign manager. Our job was then to create campaign videos to convince people why our organelle should replace Mr. Nucleus.
Hi, I'm Emily Bista. After each group filmed the videos, we watched each of the videos and the class voted on which candidate they liked the best. Mrs. Buckley also shared the videos with York Middle School, and those classes also watched the campaign videos and voted on their favorite candidate. As we did these elections, other elections took place in Virginia as well. When it was time to vote on the candidates, we were able to use our own technology or the iPads that Ms. Buckley provided for us. During the voting, we were able to watch the results live on the big screen.
I like that the students were able to vote for our favorite candidate. Mrs. Buckley let us create and gave us a lot of freedom because we used our own ideas and selected our own groups and our own roles. We were actually very excited that we got to pick our own cell organelle.
And we're going to step back and watch a small sampling of those types of videos. We interrupt your regularly scheduled program to bring you this late-breaking news. Mr. Nucleus resigns. He complains that it is just too stressful to always be regulating the cell. That's right, Mr. Nucleus is resigning. Although he enjoyed being in the middle of the action and certainly enjoyed the control, he says that he is just too tired to continue as CEO, that is, Cell Executive Officer. He also cited a distaste for nuclear plasma and chromatin as contributing causes. Who will be in charge of the cell now? Sources close to the cell report that there already has been some interest in the position expressed by other parts of the cell. Stay tuned to this channel to meet the candidates as they launch their campaigns. Again, if you are just joining us, Mr. Nucleus has resigned. Full story at 11.
Hi, I'm mitochondria. Why should you vote for me? I'm the very best. I supply, store, and I produce energy. You shouldn't vote for cytoplasm. All it does is just sit there and roll around like jelly. And the cell membrane, don't even get me started. Sure, it protects the cell, but that's pretty much it. I'm mighty, powerful, and control it all. If you vote me, it'll be like the nucleus never left. And you should also vote me because I can do this.
Vote for mitochondria. She's the best.
Hello, my name is our ribosome, and this is why you should pick me. Well, 1, ribosomes make the protein. We love puppies. We're good friends with Mr. Nucleus. We're used to traveling between the ER and the nucleus, and we have the codes for the protein. Why you shouldn't pick the others? Well, the cytoplasm just gets in everybody's business, and the mitochondria are mito-bullies. Also, take it from this little girl here. Hi, little girl. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What's the nuclear membrane?
No clue.
See, that's how everyone feels. Well, can I ask you another question?
Sure.
What are ribosomes?
Oh, that's easy. The ribosomes make the proteins and travel all over the cell.
High five. All right. Now, we're going to take another one. You probably noticed I haven't said the cell membrane. Well, over there.
Hello? This is the cell membrane. Oh, no, of course you can't come into the cell. Your voice is way too high-pitched. I mean, sorry, but we're judgmental around here. Bye.
See, cell membrane is just a little bit too judgy for your jurisdiction. We take the voice of the people and bring it to you. We are the good choice for this president.
I am Ribosome, and I approve this message.
My name is Will Bennett. I'm the ETF at Queens Lake Middle School. And this was a brief project, basically done in 2 days. And so really allow the students to kind of find their own creativity and their own ways of remembering these different parts of the cell. Ms. Buckley really transformed this lesson. And in creating this cell organelle project, she incorporated a number of elements of excellent teaching, elements that we really emphasize in the York County School Division. One, collaboration. She collaborated with a number of teachers, collaboration between different schools, between Yorktown and Queens Lake, so not just teachers down the hall, but teachers across, a teacher across the county. And, of course, possible with the use of technology. Cross-curricular activities. This was held during election week, this project with her students, kind of emphasizing what's going on in current events and kind of finding this creative way to draw a connection between two very seemingly unrelated subjects. In the course of the project, they incorporated BYOT. If they had their own device, they could use that for the voting process, both at Queens Lake Middle and at York Middle. And then if they didn't, there were iPods to supplement for that voting process. And finally, it was a transformative project. They took what they learned and shared it beyond their classroom to the other end of the county to a public audience. This project also incorporated a number of elements of project-based learning. It had an entry event, driving question, and voice and choice, as well as taking that project to a public audience, like I mentioned before.
Well, this concludes our presentation. At this point, I would like to thank a few people who are not here. One was here on the screen. That was Mr. Paul Sheets, a.k.a. Mr. Nucleus. And then also Miss Leslie Redding. She was the teacher that we collaborated with at Yorktown Middle School. So in the course of preparing for this presentation, we promised the kids that you all would, that they would be able to at least entertain one question from the board members. So at this point, I would like to turn it over. I would like to turn it over to the board members to ask any questions about what you've seen.
Dr. George, your hand went up first. So.
Did I miss it, or was there not a Mr. Golgi apparatus? No.
Who won?
Did you learn that one?
It was not one of the ones they had.
Okay. That was incredible. That was very good. Go ahead.
Who won?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, I'll take you back to the results. Who won in your class?
The mitochondria video that you just saw.
Okay.
And so that did vary class to class. It was class winners. So here's, you can see on the screen, there was a number of different winners for the different classes.
And students, I'm curious, what did you find? How did the fact that there was going to be voting make a difference? Did that affect the lesson at all? The fact that that students were going to be voting on this, and if so, how did it affect it?
Did it make a difference?
Not really. It just, well, I mean, it just told us like what different things that the organelles could do and how they were could be all equal to each other.
Let me ask you this question. I mean, because you're in what grades now? What?
Seventh.
Seventh. Oh, you're in seventh grade. So you've been in school for a while. Things have changed now, using the technology, using where you're collaborating with other schools, other students. You're putting together a project or a program or something that others can learn from you. You become the teacher. And then think back like when you were in third, fourth grade when this stuff wasn't available really to you. How does it make you feel, I guess, as a student, having these kind of tools in your hands to be able to do these kind of projects? I mean, is it more exciting? Does it keep your interest, things like that?
I think it's more exciting because, like, outside of school, we use technology, and we can use it in school also.
Good point.
Well, I can tell you, this is the way to learn. My son's in 8th grade, so, we not long ago went through this, and it's very difficult to just hammer that stuff in and just memorize it off of a page or hearing it one time from the teachers. This is a wonderful way to reinforce this. And I think it's a great opportunity for you.
Looks like you had fun doing it.
Yeah.
You're very
Flips
clever.
and all.
My question is, if you had to explain this to 6th graders now, who would be in your place next year, how would you describe it?
Describe the project?
The process, what they're doing. How would they? I'm going to guess 6th graders don't know too much about what they're doing right now, unless they've seen the skit or what have you. But how would you describe it to your up-and-coming classmates who will be doing what you're doing next year?
We would get to choose our own organelle and try to put our own ideas into the skit instead of just having someone tell us exactly what to do. But we got to be creative and use our imagination.
Okay, great.
Very good answer.
Thanks.
Were you given certain guidelines even though you were allowed to be creative?
Yes.
You should be very proud of yourself.
Yeah,
And
fantastic.
very, very clever. It looks like it was a lot of fun.
It does.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for engaging.